Hello everybody, this is Flora. Today I'm here to present my third lab experiment of the database. We've already presented lab experiment number 1 and 2. So what we did, we had a scenario for training institute. So this was our questions. We had a scenario for training institute. We had a schema of 5 tables and we had some inputs. So today we have to use aggregate functions, built-in functions and group by and order by clause. So first question is to display the average income of each batch. Now what we have to do, over here we have to group according to batches. Now what do we mean by aggregate function? Aggregate functions like average and count is used where values of multiple rows are grouped together as input on certain criteria to form a single value. That is when you have to group together objects, when we have to group together data and represent it as one single thing. So that is what we have done. Now this is the code. Select average net income from batch, table name, group by and course code. So this would give us an average income according to the course code, because every student has to select different course code. So according to course code, it would group together and give us an average net income. And the second question for us is, find out the name of the course having maximum net income. What does that mean? That means among the net income that we have found out according to course code, we have to find the maximum. Who has the maximum? Now since average is aggregate function, we've used group by clause, so we cannot use where. That is why we've used the having clause. Now what is having clause? Having clause is added where keyword cannot be used with aggregate function. So we have the syntax at select course name, average net income. This is a replacement of string column name to be written instead of average net income from the table name, which we have grouped by according to course code. Then having net income, which is greater than all the other net income. So we would get only one output for that. So what is the next question? Our next question is display the total fees paid by a particular student. Now how do we distinguish a particular student is by using their roll number. So that is why we have used roll number, where roll number equal to something, and we have found the total fees paid by the student. So next question is to find out the income column wise. Now what is column wise? So each column, now there were two codes, like if you could see this schema, there were two codes. One was Oracle course name and one was Java course name. Therefore we have actually found out the net income for each course individually of the student. If you see this, see, look, you have course code 20, that is Java, and then we had for Oracle. So each net income is found out. So what is the next question? Next question is find out the number of inquiries of a specified advertisement code and display it in ascending order. So what we have to do is we have to count the number of inquiries. Now suppose I have counted over here of course code 10, that is of Oracle. So how many number of inquiries were there for Oracle? So there was one inquiry, so that is why it is count is equal to 1. Next what we have is display the name starting with S or S who came for inquiry. Now why do we use this modulus sign is to say any number of characters followed by S. So all that the question said is that your starting letter should be S. So you should have your starting as S and followed by any number of characters. First name, like is the keyword used to compare, and then this is the output. The next is display the amount in the format. So this is the specified format. So what we have to do, we have to actually change the amount into character to be able to show it in a particular format. So that is what we have done. We have changed it to character format, and which column that we want to display and in which string format. So net income, and then this is the way that we wish to show. Now what is the next question? Next question is replace all name with first character capital and others in lowercase. Now there is this built-in function initial cap capital letter, which would just give the first letter of the name to be capital. Now, what is built-in function? Built-in functions is an expression in which a SQL keyword or special operator executes some operation. This is already a predefined function. So like sum, initial capital letter. So these are all built-in functions. The next what we have to do is we have to display the monthly and weekly income. So that is select net income. Weekly is 7 days per week, then 30 days for monthly. You can have 31 for your leap years, and this is the column that represents that. The next question is to display the details from enquiry table of the latest inquiry. That is the latest inquiry. Next question is amount from fees paid with dollar symbol. So we need to include a string, and then we have to write the amount. We have to concatenate the amount value along with the string and represent it as a column. So this is how it is done. Next is to find the course that had maximum inquiry. So how do we find that? Is using a max. Max is again a built-in function which will be used to find the count, the number of counts of course code inquiry which has the maximum inquiry. Next we have is arrange the student name in descending order and display the first name together with second name. So how do we do it? We just have to first name and the last name should be shown, and we have to order them. So order by is a clause wherein you can, or if you don't mention descending, it would order it in ascending form. Since we are using F name, that is in ascending of capital in your letters, alphabetical order. So since we are using descending, that is why first S and then A. Then we have arranged a student name. Then find the average inquiry of each course and which are all inquired more than the average. So there's this average limit which we use to find what is the average number of inquiries. So any course code which is more than the average. Now since in our table we don't have any such thing, that is why it's empty. Next is find the course which is offered with minimum price. Minimum price, so min is our built-in function which is used to find the minimum like we had for maximum. So we just have to display, and since Oracle was offered for 4,000, so that is for minimum price. Thank you.